We on? Am I on? Yes, today is January 12th. Currently, I am recording this at 1:16 a.m. in the morning. Early bird gets the worm. I have a lot of important things to do today, so I am getting this over and done with as soon as I can. Has hell frozen over? Have pigs truly flying? Have pigs flow over the skies yet? Has hell frozen over? Is it the end of the movie? Did we cross the streams to save the day? Chicago Bears won a playoff game, ladies and gentlemen. Chicago Bears won a playoff game against the arch nemesis Green Bay Packers. And hey, Green Bay fans, ladies and gentlemen, everyone and anyone who I do know who's a cheesehead. I got friends, I got family, I got next door neighbors. Those ones I get along with. Great. I'll get into that in a second. However, Green Bay fans, let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the expanded playoff format, the last 3 seasons, including this one, the one that you just got eliminated from, you wouldn't even be a playoff team. Let that marinate for a moment. Let that ferment in your Miller Lite beer. Let that marinate along with your cheese curd. Last 3 years, 7th seed, 7th seed, 7th seed. When I was a kid growing up, the NFL did not allow 7 teams in the NFL playoffs. But you know what? Oh, it's all McManus's fault, right? No, okay. Well, maybe if you didn't punt 4 times in the second half. Maybe if you held on to a 21-3 lead and entering the second half. Oh, wait, I forgot. Can't do that. Oh, but you know what? One of the Green Bay Packer players has already said, his name, he's so irrelevant. I don't even know his name. He's so meaningless to the grand scheme of things. I don't even know his name. I can't even credit him with his own opinion that he claimed. He said that the Chicago Bears did not do anything impressive, that they didn't do anything of quality, they didn't do anything special. They did what they needed to do, but they didn't do anything special. Well, when you're down, you're losing 21-3, second half at home of a playoff game, and you come back in the way that they did. And again, why was it on Amazon Prime? Why? Why have Bears Packers, of all things, on Amazon Prime? Why? I couldn't watch it at home. My TV was acting up. So went to the bar. And of course, Green Bay fans being Green Bay fans, being the great, upstanding, holier than thou, reputable, charismatic, God-fearing, red-blooded football fans that they are, they're wishing for horrible things to happen. They're wishing for players to have life-altering, forever, permanent injuries. Yes, that's what they were doing. This is what they were doing. Watching the game. But that's Green Bay fans for you. But Philadelphia. But the Raiders. No. You've clearly never met a Green Bay fan a day in your life. No, Green Bay fans, you're some egregious people. A lot of you need Jesus. But it's okay because John Madden liked Brett Favre, right? That's okay. John Madden liked Brett Favre, right? So Green Bay is entitled to do whatever the hell it is that they would want to do, right? I remember being a kid. I remember being a child. Some of my earliest memories was when Brett Favre, who, in all fairness, was already past his prime for like a good 7 years in at that point, but yet, when the organization had to come to terms of letting Brett Favre go, Green Bay fans who are supposedly the most intelligent ones of the entire sport, the most holier-than-thou ones of the entire sport, could not handle, could not fathom, could not withstand the notion of Brett Favre leaving. Brett Favre can't play for the Vikings. He can't play for the Vikings. You suck. No, really, you suck. Oh, we're Green Bay, Lambeau Field. Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go! How special are you if you played half of your home games in Milwaukee for 50 years? No, really. Green Bay, it is built up to be this amazing, holier-than-thou, we have an NFL football team. Yeah, so does 31 other communities. You're not special. And I'll even go a step further. Right above you is Canada, the CFL, where, they don't have Super Bowls, they have Grey Cups. That's been going on a hell of a lot longer than the American NFL. So I'll go a step further there. Collegiate football, high school football, going on a lot longer than any professional outlook of North American gridiron football. Oh, but you're Green Bay, Lambeau Field. Oh, Lambeau Field, it's so special. You played half of your home games in Milwaukee for 50 years. Stop it. Get help. Oh, but it's okay because you wear cheese on your head, right? You know what? You made a trade for Micah Parsons, and everyone thought after week 1, after week 2, on how Green Bay is going to go and steamroll their way to a Super Bowl championship. Well, how'd that go? How'd that work out? Oh, yeah, not well enough. Not well enough. And you know what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to fire Matt LaFleur? Oh, okay. So even though if it wasn't for playoff expansion the last 3 years, you wouldn't be a playoff team. But someone needs to be the sacrificial lamb. And everyone's looking at Matt LaFleur right now. Yeah, he might get fired. He might get the boot. He might go the way of Harbaugh. Yeah, he very well might. Also, Alex Bregman is a Chicago Cub, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Bregman is a Chicago Cub. I don't know what the Pope is doing, but he's doing something. And yes, I know. Yeah, I know. Before the Pope is a White Sox fan. I know. I get it. I know. But the White Sox got Moritaka Munakami. If I butchered his name, I'm sorry. The Cubs got Alex Bregman, and the Bears won a playoff game. First one since January 2011. Amazing. This is amazing. Bears are 2 wins away, hopefully, if 2 wins away, of scratching and clawing their way into a Super Bowl berth. Gotta hope that can happen. But the reality of it is, Bears defense tragically injured. Caleb Williams took a beating in the game previously. Good, better, best, never let it rest, and all of that, that's all well and fine. But the reality of it is, the Chicago Bears are a damaged goods football team right now. That's what they are. They played amazing so far. But how far can this ridiculous, miraculous stroke of luck really take them? And don't get me wrong, I'd love to be lucky more than successful. That kind of sums up my life in a nutshell. But in all fairness, all these teams are great. You're in the playoffs. You're in the playoff now. All these teams now great. Bears gonna go take on the Rams at home in Soldier Field. Same can be said about the Rams. Rams are an excellent team. However, they got injuries, they got problems, they got circumstances. Matthew Stafford is taking a beating. Can they get to Matthew Stafford in time? I'd hope. But Bears secondary, for the last, I want to say 12 years, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole right now. The Bears secondary got torched in the game, in the previous playoff game. It's not a good indicator there. However, it's only one step. It's a step-by-step process. It's all well and well. And you know what? While I'm on this topic, while I'm continuing this, and excuse me, I dropped my hat. Excuse me while I say this, because Caleb Williams is in his second season, and in all fairness, I think he deserved Pro Bowl considerations. I think he deserved MVP votes, dare I say that. And you know what? He's been a tremendous guy within the community, within charity work, within charity functions so far as of late. Just tremendous guy all around. Tremendous talent all around. And yet, I know people want to say, oh, well, you know, he's had a great season, but he's a Bear quarterback. Oh, yeah, he's had an amazing time, but he's a Chicago Bear quarterback. I've heard people say that. I've heard people say that to me. Okay. Chicago Bears have 9 NFL championships. That's stemming back 100 years ago. Sure. The NFL is 106 years old. You play the game, you win the game. 9 NFL championships. Over 700 wins. You know, they're leading the head-to-head playoff rivalry with Green Bay as of now. Oh, but you know what? Oh, Bears quarterbacks, they don't play good. Well, you know what? And I'm not ESPN. I'm not Adam Schefter. I'm not Mel Kiper. I'm not Rich Eisen. I'm none of those people. But yet, you play the game, and you have to win the game. That's what you do. And I don't know what people are so obsessed about. Oh, when they talk about Bears quarterbacks, what do you mean? Talk about Hall of Famers? Sid Luckman. Sid Luckman is a 5-time All-Pro, 4-time NFL champion, served in World War II, played 3 separate positions. You know, Sid Luckman won a football game 73-0, and that game was also the 1940 NFL championship. So what more can you ask for there? Sid Luckman, first man to throw 400 yards in a game, first man to throw 7 touchdowns in a game. Still to this day, Sid Luckman still to this day holds the touchdown percentage of anybody. Manning, 1 and 2 couldn't catch him. Brady couldn't catch him. Drew Brees couldn't catch him. Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre couldn't catch him. You know, Billy Wade won the 1963 NFL championship. Longest pass he had was to, I forgot his name. It was Bo something or other, but he threw a 98-yard pass. 1963 NFL championship, where they beat Y.A. Tittle. They beat the Giants at Wrigley Field 14-0. Ed Brown, Johnny Lujack. You know, these are all pro players. All pro quarterbacks. In their time, they're plumbers and firemen. Oh, okay, and everyone now is a podcaster. So, no, everyone who plays professional sports now, they all have a podcast, they all play video games. That's all well and well, but they're on the same page as me. They're in the same wavelength of me. That's sad, don't you think? You know, Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl. What Dan Marino win? Oh yeah, nothing. I'm a monster for saying it, but you know, The Pittsburgh Steelers have two guys. That's it. Terry Bradshaw and Ben Roethlisberger. That's it. They sucked. No, look this up. The Steelers sucked long before Terry Bradshaw. He got there? Okay, yeah. He was great. After him, what? Who? Okay, thank you. That's my point. And then they get to Ben Roethlisberger. And guess what? If it wasn't for a missed field goal, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. If Lamar Jackson had more than 10 passing attempts in 3 quarters played, in all fairness, which was basically a playoff game, or a play-in game, I better rephrase that as. Lamar Jackson went 3 quarters in basically a play-in game, and all he had was 10 passing attempts. That's abysmal. Oh, but let's fire John Harbaugh. Sure. But you know, he's got paid. You know, Lamar Jackson, I think they paid him. Did they not? Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys, they paid him. Did they not? You know, I think Herbert got paid down there in San Diego too. What's he won? What Phillip Rivers win? What Dan Fouts win? What Donovan McNabb win? What did Ron Jaworski win? What did the great Jim Kelly win? Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl. Sid Luckman, 4 championships. Billy Wade, 1963. You get my point. I can continue. I can continue. But you know what? What the great Pittsburgh Steelers win in the 40s, 50s, and 60s? Oh yeah, nothing. Cross-state rivals were. Cleveland Browns were. What were the Steelers doing in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s? Nothing. What were the Baltimore/Indianapolis Colts? For those of you who are too young to remember, or too naive to even properly understand the information, the Indianapolis Colts were originally the Baltimore Colts. They played in Baltimore, Maryland. Johnny Unitas and Burt Jones were their 2 stud quarterbacks that they had. They won a Super Bowl out there. Sure, they were good. They were amazing. Then they get bad. They get horrible, horrendously awful. Almost to the point, the federal government was going to usurp their power and basically take ownership away from the Irsay ownership group that owned them, and I think they still do, the family anyway. The government was going to steal the Colts away from them, from the ownership group, so the team moved away in the middle of the night. They moved in the middle of the night from point A to point B. But guess where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen, good people of the audience? Between Burt Jones and Peyton Manning, what the hell did they have? Nothing. You know, Art Schlichter could have been a good quarterback if he wasn't a gambling degenerate. Ohio State, Art Schlichter, may I add. What, Jeff George? Fighting Illini? Jeff George? I love Jeff George, but really? Okay. No, what do they have? No, it's so funny to me because all these NFL news outlets, all these NFL fans, they all want to talk about how Chicago Bear quarterback play has, they've never had a good quarterback. I'm sorry. Was that the Bears who went season after season of not winning a game, or was that the Cleveland Browns? Was that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Or was that the Detroit Lions? It's funny to me because everyone talks about how Bears quarterback not good, but yet there's other teams, multiple teams, to never win a game. Bears never did that. The Miami Dolphins have not won a playoff game in almost 3 decades. Almost 30 years. One of my very good friends is a Miami Dolphin fan. Good friend. I got a great friend who's a Dolphins fan. Saw him today, in fact. They fired Mike McDaniel. They fired their head coach. Tua Tagovailoa, he's got concussion problems. Can he ever be healthy? What good quarterback do they have? If you haven't won a playoff game in damn near 30 years, what kind of quarterback do you have? Clearly not a good one. But Bear quarterbacks, they suck, right? I got family in Ohio. Cincinnati Bengals, I know this for a fact. 30 years not winning a playoff game. They had that time. That curse has been lifted. But again, same can be said about them. What good quarterback do they have during that time period? Clearly no one good enough. But don't worry. Joe Burrow is there. Joe Shiesty. Here's one. How about choke artist Joe? You know what? Maybe if Joe Burrow has a decent second half of a Super Bowl, he wins. That's all he needed to do, and he couldn't even do that. Move over Dan Marino. Here's now Joe Burrow. If you thought Dan Marino was a playoff choke artist, here's Joseph Burrow, ladies and gentlemen. Funny to me. Seattle. Who Matt Hasselbeck? Because no one up there likes Russell Wilson anymore. So what's Matt Hasselbeck, really? The Rams. The entire Rams organization. What do you got? Kurt Warner for 1 season? 2 seasons of Kurt Warner, that's it. Then you dealt him away to the Giants, and then he sucked there. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. But in reality, he had 3 good seasons. In the NFL, I mean. I said this before. If Jay Cutler played in any 3 New York NFL football team, he'd be the best one. No, he would. On paper, he'd be the best one. Pure statistical data, he'd be the best one. But you know what? That's my little tirade. That's my little rant there. It's like, Bears quarterbacks suck. They're not any good. It's like, okay. Well, you know what? They win games. See, this is a sports organization. They're in the business of playing a game, winning a game. Chicago Bulls. I know I'm going off a tangent here, but Chicago Bulls played United Center, Chicago Stadium back in the day. They won 6 championships. Went to the finals all the time in the 1990s. Never went to Game 7. They didn't need a nightclub in their stadium. They didn't need a bar, a dive bar, a VIP section in their stadium to bring people in. They didn't need to do that. No, they just played the game better than anybody. And the Bulls suck. No, the Bulls of today suck. And it's never mentioned because look at all the stuff Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman and Luke Longley all did. You go to any gift shop. You go anywhere. You go to any mall that's still open. You go anywhere. It's all Michael Jordan's crap. White Sox, I think 2005 Chicago White Sox, they won 11-1. lost only one game in the playoffs that year. And no one decided, and no one in the newspapers that season, no one, Las Vegas odds, you can still look it up, they had horrible odds of doing anything. The most horrendous playoff odds of all time. Sammy Sosa for the Cubs, he had 60 home runs 3 times. Only one to do it. Yankees got 3 people to do it. Cubs only got 1 guy. No, it's so funny to me. Everyone wants to talk about how Chicago sports, they suck. Oh, they always suck. Oh, Chicago sports ties them losing games. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Florida, talk to me. Florida, talk to me when the Tampa Bay Rays don't move out of your state. Talk to me when the Miami Dolphins win a playoff game. Talk to me when Baker Mayfield holds on to a divisional lead. Talk to me then. While I'm at it, people of New York, you only got one team in your state, and that's Buffalo. The Jets and the Giants both play in Jersey. Oh, and how could I forget? Minnesota Vikings. Because I was already on this entire tirade about Bear quarterbacks. Fran Tarkenton, that's it. Minnesota, they got Fran Tarkenton, that's it. Who else? Kirk Cousins? Am I missing anybody? I don't think I am. Detroit, you gotta go all the way back to Bobby Lane, and then there's Matthew Stafford. You gotta go back to the 1950s with Bobby Lane, and then there's Matthew Stafford. Need I say anything more? I'm very happy. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. I am tremendously happy. But the reality of it is, I still can't get off this amazing pedestal right now. I cannot come down off of the hubris and the ego and the high. I cannot get off the high that is this particular Chicago Bear victory. I can't get off of it. This is amazing. I've waited so long. I have waited and waited and waited and waited to see them finally, and I mean finally, do something good. And it's great. That's all well and good. But to have it be done against the Green Bay Packers, of all teams, dude, that understatement, huge understatement, but that makes it 10 times better. It really does. It really does. Really does. But, still work to be done. It's a game by game, and hell, I thought the night before the game, I looked myself in the mirror, and I'm not playing. I'm a fan. I'm a guy. I'm not playing in the NFL, but I can't sanction losing to Green Bay. I hate losing to Green Bay more than anything. I do. I really do. And I kind of just accepted fate of whatever happens. It's well, I'm not playing in the game. Really, why do I care? It's okay, whatever happens. They won the division. It's been an amazing season. And then the game time happened, and then I realized to myself, I can't think that, because I hate Green Bay. I hate Green Bay. I don't like them. Understatement. I don't like them. There's people that I can get along with, great, who are Packer fans. That's all well and good. But I hate your football team. I do. I don't like them at all. But anyway, this is Hey Hey Chicago Sports. Go Bears. Good, better, best. And as always, FGB. Love you. Goodbye and take care. Bye-bye.